100 years, 100 voices. A St. John Centennial Oral History project conceived and produced by WSJS Radio, where every day is history.
Garcia.
Excellent. And Alex, can I get a sound check from you?
My name is Sebastian Garcia.
No, you're not.
And we can start.
Hello. Dad, when you come to school here?
Here in St. John's?
Yeah.
I came here in 1981.
Wow.
Yes, it was a wow time. Some great fashion statements in 81.
What class are you were?
Oh, good question. Class of 1985. Thank you for asking.
I didn't know that.
Well, now you do know that. What other questions do you have for Daddy?
When you were little, you were in pre-pre?
No, I started in 9th grade. I was already a pretty big boy.
Dad, what you most remember of St. John?
What do I most remember, the St. John's?
Yeah.
Wow, I have so many incredible memories from St. John's, I don't even know where to begin.
Wow.
Let's think if I can think of like one thing. Oh my God, I have like 10 great memories. I mean, I can remember on my breaks, I used to go surfing on my double lunch break. Yeah, that's a great memory. And I can remember having our student council meetings and getting to do plays and doing plays at the school when the stage was in the cafeteria. What other questions do you have for me?
What was your teacher's name?
Well, I had a lot of different teachers, and even teachers that not necessarily were my teachers that year were still very aware and very helpful to me. I have to say that if it wasn't for people like Maria Guardiola, which is now Maria Melendez, is the last name now? Doctora Melendez, Jorge Rivera, and so many of the people that really looked out for me and helped me adjust to...
Miss Lisette.
Miss Lisette wasn't there then. But the headmaster, Maria, was there. Doctora was there. And they were very aware of what was going on with me in school, socially, and academically. And they took care of me.
How about Miss Micah?
Miss Micah wasn't there either. No. There's only a few of them still left from when I was a kid. I was originally in the United States in the public school system, and I had to come to Puerto Rico to live with my father kind of like in the middle of the school year. And I went to Robinson, and I was in the public school system. I was in a different level. My head wasn't on straight. And I spent a year and a half in Robinson and did very poorly and was pretty much a straight F student, literally. And Jorge Rivera had taught my brother, and my father made the approach to Jorge, and Jorge proposed to Maria to see if they'd give this kid a chance. And I really didn't know what I was walking into, and I have to say it was from day to night. I'm not criticizing Robinson. I'm saying St. John's opened their arms to me and gave me an opportunity. And when no one really would, because when I applied here, a lot of schools didn't accept me, and for good reason. I mean, you were just in the public school system in Southern California where they're just moving you along. But the turning point for me as a teenager, as a student and everything, was after the first report card of my first year, 9th grade, when I went from this 5F student to a B and a C, like I'd be in wood crafting, an A in PE, and then a C in religion, and an F across the board. And my first report card came, and Maria and Jorge and my parents, and my report card came back, and I still had, I think, 2 Fs, a D, a C, and then the B's and A's, and the other thing. And I was freaking out. And Maria's like, no, buddy, you did good. You improved. They actually showed me the glass was half full. And I had never understood that concept. That turned it around for me. That really was like the point to say, wait a minute. I didn't get in trouble for getting bad grades this time. I got rewarded for getting better than I did the year before. And that just motivated me, absolutely. And that motivation for me as a man now kept me going for the rest of my life, because it didn't end there. When it came creativity wise, they allowed me and gave me this platform to write, to direct, to produce, to act without limitations. And that's how I ended up in the student council. And when I was a student council, well, we got creative, and we did little skits for Christmas for the student body. And then of course I did the plays, and it didn't limit me. And that's what St. John's didn't do. They did not limit me. I think that because of the childhood I had before I came to Puerto Rico, I needed an outlet. And the outlet was theater and writing and becoming a leader in St. John's. I was looked up as a leader. In that era, when I came into St. John's, there was a lot of students with a lot of money compared to Robinson and around. But when I came to school, it wasn't like that at all. Everybody was super down to earth. Money was not an issue. Now, every status has always been an issue in Puerto Rico. You know, the car, the watch, the whole thing. Okay, that's cool. That existed, but it didn't hinder us from just being normal. And we were a very, very tight class, the class of 85. We're still very close. There was a community that existed, respect for our elders, respect for our families. What goes on now didn't happen then. There was not ever disrespecting our teachers or our family. We had a very tight community and respected our parents and each other's parents. And I don't know how much that exists today, but it was a very special time, there's no doubt. When I was still a freshman, the seniors at the time, Jose Dubong and, oh my God, I'm trying to remember all the names right now. They're Menda, all these guys were so funny and so great, and they would just, they loved us. They didn't treat us like we were second-class citizens. And the trips to El Morro and the ones to the beach house and the Noche Puertorriqueña, it was a great time. I can't even pinpoint. I could go on forever and story after story. Well, I'll tell you one story. I wrote a play for a skit for a present that the student council had bought furniture for the teacher's lounge. And in this, to give the furniture, I made up the story that one of the teachers gets on The Price is Right. And it was Miss Bolivar, who was our, oh my gosh, I remember Miss Bolivar. She was history or Spanish, but an incredible woman. And she was a large woman. So I played Miss Bolivar, and then we had like Carlos Guardiola played Mr. Hall, and all these people played the characters. So we did this skit, and Carlos Poe, who also has a child here as well, played the model, and he came out in a little bikini top, and in those days Carlos was ripped. So, and he presents the prize, and eventually Miss Bolivar wins the furniture for the teacher's lounge. I will never forget seeing Miss Melendez, Dr. Melendez, in the back of the room standing, laughing. I mean, to the point of tears. After the play, she calls me into her office. Well, it turns out I had gotten in trouble prior with my English teacher, I believe it was, like to the point where I had to be suspended. So Ms. Melendez is sitting across from her desk, laughing still about the play and saying at the same time, listen, you're suspended for 3 days. Let's call it a soul searching. And that was the best suspension I've ever gotten. Alex Garcia, class of 1985.